India. I guess Corey may not be knowing about the Holi festival in India. I don't know how many more do not know about the Holi festival in India. So for you, Corey, that's a festival of colors. We all celebrate that. People put colors on each other. And there are a lot of mythological stories behind it. But to excuse Corey and Pala, who does not understand Hindi, and to excuse a lot of you, probably Sukham, and many of you who do not understand Gujarati, I would like to begin today's day with a Gujarati poem, which had been my favorite in my school days. And that has been my life mantra. Majority of us have a rule that we set for ourselves, and it becomes something which is constantly inspiring us and constantly guiding us with what we are looking for. And for some very vague reason, out of a lot of poems which were favorite, but this one always remained with me in my heart. It was written by the poet Makarand Dave. And the wordings were something like this for whoever understands Gujarati. They were Gamta no kariye gulal. Gamta no kariye gulal. Gamtu made to alya gunje na bariye ne gamta no kariye gulal. Ada de aanખ એ તો ઓશિયાળે આંગળી પંડમાં સમાય એવી પ્રીતિ તો પાંગળી ગમતું મળે તો અલ્યા ગુંજે ના ભરીએ ને ગમતાનો કરીએ ગુલાલ. It just meant gulal is the color. So in Holi, people take color and then they put it on everyone. And what the poet said was, what I like, gamta means jo mujhe pasand hai, like what I like. That what I like, this is what, like gulal, like, where I'm not even seeing where it is going. Like, I mean, I like a gulal, I just share it with people around me. And what I like, I do not hold it to myself. When they say ada de aake to oshiyare aange, when I'm stopping somewhere and I'm saying this. So Preeti is love. So then the love that you have, the love that you are sharing is very handicapped. And there were time and the phases where the life takes a toll on you and where you just get stuck and all this remains only the bookish knowledge and in the books. How much ever you wish to, how much ever you desire to, each one of us get to that point where we constantly feel I'm fighting the evil, I'm fighting negative, people are doing wrong to me, I'm being wronged. Why is it that people don't understand me? And when I'm in that regrets and resentment, how is it that I'm going to spread the color of joy, color of happiness, and the things that I like the most with people around me? Whether it is the health issue, whether it was my migraine, whether it was something else. And there were a phase where suddenly the lines are still in your mind, but you do not know how to execute it. And then the journey of learning started. And as I went on learning, it opened up my doors to start seeing my own past lives. And the answers that we do not get, it's human psychology. Till the time I do not get the answer which justifies the action of others, which justifies why certain things happened, which I perceived as wrong, no matter what, I'm still stuck there. We go on asking those questions, but why did you do that? How much ever we know that it's over and completed and that time is not there anymore, people are not doing same thing anymore, but we are still stuck there. But why did it happen to me? I didn't deserve it, but why did they do this to me? And when we open up the whole Pandora box of the past lives, a lot of those answers starts coming to you, and probably it justifies so many things that You do not need to do anything. The resentment and the regret starts vanishing in the air. And if I have to take one thing from that or those experiences, it was only one thing, that it is our own thoughts which mentally will cage us. And if I want to like liberate myself from that, I have to first identify and liberate myself from my own thought process and be very aware to implement that in my daily life. So Holi comes only once in a year, and mythologically there are many stories behind it. At a deeper level, we will take it during the week, but one of the story is where the king doesn't believe in the Vishnu, the god Krishna, and he gets a son who is a strong believer of it. He had a sister who had the blessing or the boon that she cannot be burned. So he actually wanted to murder his son and asked him that his name was Hiranyakashipu, that put him in your lap and then you sit in the fire. But his devotion was so much that she ultimately got burned. And people signify that story only with the fight of good over evil. There are more stories, and whoever is the believer of Krishna consciousness, of Krishna playing Holi with Radhas, and just sharing that it's a form of the purest form of love that you speak about, or the story of Shiva, where people say that it was at that time the Kamdev was being killed and the Shiva's third eye opening up, and that signifies the wisdom, enlightenment, and that happens when you win over the lust and the life. So, not going deeper there, what we would like to work during this week is, where do we get stuck and where do we feel that I'm constantly fighting the evil? And I have to fight the evil. That evil can be within me, that evil can be somewhere outside. And at some time, it is always the goodness which has to win. My question to you all is, how do you define evil? I would really like to get answers from you. Because if anyone is telling me that they never felt that they had to fight the evil, probably you all know that you are lying to yourself. There are certain things we may start justifying, and we may start saying that, yeah, I used to think it that way, now no more, I've accepted everything. Are you happy in life? My question to you is, are you always happy? You're always happy, then probably you have. If you're always not happy, then you have not. Vimi says the darkness within us, but what do you signify? What do you define as darkness? What is it that I would say that this is the darker part in me? You can even raise your hand and open, because before we start clearing that part, we need to understand what is it that is constantly keeping us in that energy. Lesser knowledge. It is in self. Evil is being unaware. All causes that make us unhappy. I'm not mentioning the name, I'm just reading what has been put on the chat. What else? So, Preeti, I want to question you, what is evil? That is exactly what is unaware state is all evil. Is that what you meant by that? You all say that you are fighting with evil. What is this evil? Just define and let me know what is this evil. For many of you who have learned theta, probably I have shared this story of Vayana in the class, during the class. For many of you who have not learned, I will share it for the first time. So theta healing describes the entire universe as how you divide, or there are divisions. And this universe is, Vayana describes it as 7 planes of existence. And the energy of the pure love, the beginning of the creation, the energy where it has the power to transform any reality, any problem can vanish right there, is the 7th plane, what we call creator of all that is. You all have been hearing the term creator of all that is, it is commanded, and then say thank you. And what in my vision, when I go, I actually do a particular process of meditation and I connect to that energy. And I visualize things changing for everyone as we instill those feelings into everyone. But then there are 6 different planes before it, including all the laws on the 6th plane, where including the law of karma, law of Akashic record, law of cause and effect. And Vayana simply says that it is merely one of your limiting belief which is blocking you from moving to that higher vibration. It is simply that belief which is a veil between the 2 planes of existence. Though we do describe and say the first plane is all like all the crystals forms, the second is about the plant kingdom, the third one is first the animal kingdom and then the human beings, fourth is ancestors in waiting, fifth is ascended masters, angel guides, like the higher vibration, lower vibration, both of them reside there. Sixth are all the laws, and seventh is pure love and nothing else. And this whole introduction to the 7 planes of is only explaining that what I can attract is the energy at which I am vibrating with. What energy I'm vibrating, I can connect to that plane of existence. All 7 planes are here together. The plants are also here, the crystals are also here. Some ancestors, some ascended master may be present during the session, everything is here. But that is the frequency from which I would like to operate with. And she got introduced to this from the law of truth, which actually showed her how the entire universe functions. And in that story, she describes the huge faces coming to her room and told her, Vayana, we want to come along with us and we want to take you, we want to show you something. She was being taken to a place where there were huge bells, and when she touched each bell, she could see the truth of somebody, the deepest truth of someone. And when she actually saw the deepest truth of people, the deepest truth was very, very painful and very dirty, and she could not accept it. And she felt if this is what people do and this is how they are, I don't want to stay here. I would rather leave this place and go somewhere else where people are better. And next day, no matter what, all these people whose truth she had seen somehow came as a client, and she got the confirmation that what she had seen was not her imagination, it was for her to realize when she connected to Creator and asked why is this so bad? And Creator just explained her only one thing. that Jesus knew the truth of everyone who were going to poison him. And the journey to move to the seventh plane is to move beyond the judgment and move beyond the good and evil. The concept of good and evil is the concept of judgment. The concept of good and evil is something which we humans have created. And saying that this is bad, this is good, this is evil, this is demonic, this is a demon, this is actually a master. The qualities and attributes. And we got so much stuck to that concept to spend our entire life identifying that black or white and forgot the life has given us multiple colors to play with. And put something, and we all say, I want to be connected to the light. The white is a beautiful color. I saw white, I saw golden, but the black is dark. And I want to avoid the dark. I want to be in the light. Make sure you are not evil. Make sure you are good. And we forgot about all the colors which were given to us. And just to spread that and shower that on ourselves and others, to let people put those colors on us. And probably, if at all, we can make 0.01% change in our thought process during this week of being able to move somewhere beyond the concept of good and evil, to let things be just as they are, to let people be just they are, without constantly putting our energies on them, and without constantly putting that energy back into us, giving us pain, and allowing ourselves to just be colored by that beautiful colors that life showers to us. Whatever will be the guidance coming from the Creator, those will be the downloads. If you have any questions there, you are all free to please question and ask me. But till then, like this week will go completely guided on what guidance do I get. And that guidance is something that will come in the form of meditations and in the form of downloads. Are we all ready for it? To move beyond the concept of good and evil. And then we probably knows that what is it that we would like to incorporate in our lives, or what is it that we would like to do to bring that change into our lives. So starting the downloads. So do I have the permission to download and instill the feelings into each one that I know what it feels like to remember and connect to my divine form. I know what it feels like to understand the illusion that I'm living here on this earth and be able to recognize, identify, acknowledge, accept the real me which is there connected with creator of all that is. Rather than believing God to be an illusion and abstract and me to be real, I know what it feels like to understand that I'm simply changing forms and I am, in reality, the seventh plane, and I choose to experience and operate from the energy of the seventh plane within me. I know what it feels like to allow myself to break through the point if I am being stuck in the jelly like substance. May that be because of the different colors, shapes, sizes this plane offers to me. May that be the glamour, the fascination on this plane. I know what it feels like to connect to the mitochondrial energy within myself and allow myself to experience the law of compassion and to move and to push myself towards the seventh plane, to the law of love and light, taking in all the colors from the sixth plane and knowing that white has all the colors within it. Without fearing the dark, without fearing the black, I know what it feels like to move beyond the concept of good and evil. I know how to do this as I allow today the divinity within me to come on the surface, and every cell of my body, every molecule of my body, all for level of my beliefs in every area of my life, letting my higher self, letting my angel guides guide me and making me realize and making me aware of the light within me, focusing on the light, focusing on the energy of love, being transformed, releasing myself from the cage of my own thought process of being stuck in the good and evil. It is safe for me to move beyond the concept of good and evil and being caged in the fear mindset. It is safe for me to liberate myself from this thought process. I understand what it feels like to allow my body to remain in this energy without being hammered and getting constantly impacted by the mass consciousness. I know what it feels like to be aware of the words that I speak, the tone in which I communicate, establishing and having the clarity in my thought process, allowing the knowledge and the wisdom that my soul may have acquired across time and space through different lifetimes, through generations between the times, to operate with that knowledge and wisdom. I allow myself to take the next step in the journey of evolution and awakening my consciousness, being connected to the supreme consciousness of the divine. I know what it feels like to embrace, accept, acknowledge, respect, honor all the different colors in life without judgment. I know what it feels like to be happy, to vibrate with the energy of joy and peace. I know how to share this energy of joy and happiness with people around me, and how to be colored with the joy and happiness of people around me by them. To know that this is the reality and this is possible. I'm happy. I'm surrounded by happiness. I give happiness to people and I receive happiness from people. I share happiness. And I understand being in this state of mind through creative examination and perspective of the seventh plane. I am the magnet of love, and I experience the color of love through creator's definition and perspective, moving beyond the lust, and that it is completely possible into every cell of your body, every area of your life, at all the fall level of your beliefs, for each one's highest and best, in the highest and best possible way for each one present here. Creator of all that is, it is commanded to instill these feelings into each one who says yes now. And later, while watching the video, thank you, it is done, it is done, it is done. Creator, show me. Passing unconditional love, light, and healing to each one here. You all can open your eyes. Tomorrow, what we will start with is our fear of evil. Somewhere we all hold on to the fear of evil, and we do give that power to the evil because we believe that evil can harm us, evil can do wrong to us. So, tomorrow we will start with releasing our fear towards evil, negativity, darkness, everything. Till the time we are in fear, we are giving a lot of energy and power to it. So, it's very important that we first liberate ourselves from those chains to allow the downloads that we have done today to be able to connect to the first ever form that we had ever taken and the divine that is what we are. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining. This Holi is going to be very, very special for me, and I guess special for everyone, because we were taking another topic and suddenly I wake up at 3:30 in the night just with a thought, why are you working with this point? Because yesterday night I gave the topic and I said, this week is Holi. And then I'm wondering, like, it's such a last minute, but I'm like, something is waking me up and telling me you're working on Holi. And I'm like, okay, this is what this entire week is going to be. So I'm sure it is going to be a special week for each one of us. We celebrate Holi this entire week with the colors of love, releasing ourselves from these chains. Thank you so much for joining. Lots of gratitude. See you all tomorrow, 9 a.m. Thank you.